Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, let's try to understand how virtual private cloud, the VPC, functions in Google Cloud Platform. Okay, so before that, let me show you the agenda that we are going to discuss. We'll be discussing about what subnets and VPCs are. Later, we'll be looking into the default network that is created by Google Cloud, and we'll try to create few of the networks and subnets as well. After that, we'll be looking into how you can create the same network using gcloud commands. Okay, so let's get started with that. Okay, so what exactly is a VPC? Okay, VPC also called as virtual private cloud. Okay, VPC is all about implementing a private network. Let me write it down. Okay, it's about implementing a private network on Google Cloud for your specific projects. Okay, I will elaborate again. So when you create an account in Google Cloud, okay, you will be having some sort of projects and all, right? So for that project, in order to communicate between your projects and all, okay, you will be having some sort of resources here, right? In order to communicate between these a number of resources, you will be creating a private network. Okay, so that is a very good understanding of what exactly a VPC is. So it's all about implementing a private network on Google Cloud Platform for your specific projects. Okay, so VPC is I mean, it's been defined by a software defined network. Okay, it is not only specific to Google Cloud, even Amazon Web Services or Azure or any sort of public cloud which implements networking stuff uses software defined network. So what exactly is software defined network? Okay, well, if you think about a traditional on-premises networks, even they'll be having some sort of data centers, right? I mean, they consist of a different type of hardware components, like whether it might be servers, switches, routes, or load balancers even, and many other components. Okay, so these different components come with different device configurations as well. Okay, what I mean to say, like there will be a lot of maintenance overhead and a lot of capacity requirement that needs to be considered before you implementing a specific network on your on your project. Okay, uh, some examples might be like how much capacity your network is able to handle, and how many ports do we have for our applications, and for, I mean, how many ports are there in our switches, etc. and all. So all these overhead and overburden needs to be taken care by the network engineer who are been implementing a specific networks on on the on-premise data centers. Coming to software defined network, known as SDN, we need not to worry about all this stuff. It doesn't mean if you're having a 5 virtual machines or 5,000 virtual machines, your software defined network is gone able to handle this on behalf of you. Okay, so let's say like if you're having five machines initial, and if you want to scale up to 5,000 machines, and you need not to worry about are my underlying routers be capable of handling those, RMS switches having those number of ports and all. So the vendor, in our case the Google Cloud Platform, will be able to do all the underlying heavy lifting job for you. And as an end user or as a customer, you are just enjoying the privileges that they are providing you on the way of software defined network. Okay, so that's all about VPC. And the other topic is subnets. What exactly is a subnet? So the name itself defines, right? Subnet is a type of network that is simply been it's a logical network that been partitioned from a bigger network. For example, if your office is having a, this is a logical assumption, okay, it's having a bigger network on the all. For every department, let's say for IT department, HR department, or transport department, you will be creating some sort of subnets again in order to make sure they all are under your umbrella only, but they have their own sort of network. For example, payroll will be having, and transport department no need to access payroll machines, right? So we'll be creating a specific subnet for them, and that subnet will be coming from there. So that's a very understandable definition of what exactly is a subnet. Okay, so let's get into the console and see in action how these all look like. Okay, so yeah, I just logged into my GCP account, and if you see, I have been switching into a DevOps training project. So in order to play with VPCs or networks or firewalls, you can click on hamburger menu here and go to the VPC networks, and you can see VPC networks over here. Or else, other option is there will be a search bar here, and you can enter VPC so that you can go to the respective resources. Okay. So yeah, this was the most interesting topic. Okay, let's try to understand very clearly. So this is the page one. It will be navigating once you move to VPC network. It has various other options. Okay, it can have external IP addresses, the firewalls, the routes, the VPC pairing, and all. So these are the individual topics which we will be discussing in detail in a separate section. But for now, let's see what exactly is VPC networks. Okay, so this was a very new project. Okay, so when you create a new project, by default Google creates a network for you by the name default network. Okay, you remember the name default, okay, because it plays a major role. By default Google creates a network by name default on your specific project. Okay, and if you expand that, or else you can see it from there itself, like, okay, if you see there are 24 subnets. So what exactly are these 24 subnets? Okay, and let me discuss first about this. So by default network that is being created by the Google, what it does is it automatically creates subnet on each and every region that Google supports. Okay, what do I mean? If you see the global architecture of Google, it has multiple regions, zones, and availability zones, right? So as of now, Google supports 24 regions. Okay, so when Google creates a network for you, what it does is it will be creating 24 subnets in each and every region that Google supports. Okay, you can see US Central one and Asia South one for Mumbai region. So if you count all these, there will be 24 subnets that are being available by default network when you create a project itself. Okay, so what, for example, assume like tomorrow Google created a new subnet, sorry, new region in Mumbai, and the total number count goes to 25 or 26. So what automatically happens is Google automatically creates one more subnet for you here, and that gets populated over here. Okay, so that's the advantage of a default network that is being initially created. So why Google creates a default network? Because if you want to access any sort of resources inside it, you should be having some sort of networking, right? So for that, by default Google creates a network for you. Okay, so the next thing we need to observe is the mode. Okay, if you see the mode, there's custom and auto. Okay, let's try to understand clearly about this. Okay, so first thing is the custom mode, and the second one is auto. Okay, so let's discuss about this first. So what exactly is auto mode network? Auto mode network is what it does is it automatically creates subnet for all regions. Okay, it automatically creates subnets for all available regions in GCP. Okay, and other than that, when I say all regions, for example, as of now there are 24 regions, so it gets created 24 subnets. Okay, and what what is the advantage of using auto mode? Okay, because we only have options of two, right? Either custom mode or auto mode. As we are discussing about auto, let's discuss why we should be using auto mode. So auto mode is all about, it's easy to set up. Okay, easy to set up and use, because if you're a fresher, or if you're a very new guy who come into Google Cloud Platform and you want to explore all the various available options that are being present in the GCP, then it's better if you go for auto mode, because it takes the overhead of you creating subnets and all, and Google creates subnets for you and you can directly access all your resources. Okay, and the other thing is like there will be predefined IPs. I mean, when I say, for example, this is one subnet and this is one subnet and this is one subnet. Okay, for example, what auto mode does is it will be creating IP address for this one, which is different to the IP address, IP range of this and the other IP of this. That means when I say 24 subnets are getting created, it will be creating addresses differently so that they won't overlap with each other. Okay, let's see here. If you see here, there are 24 IP subnets, right? And if you see the IP ranges, none of them collide with other subnets. They are completely different, so that they can internally talk with each other. So why should IP ranges shouldn't be collide? For example, if you have a courier that is being sent to your home, and when the courier boy comes and your address is something like 1504 house number, okay, in your building, and in the same building, if someone is having 1504 number, I mean the building number, so where should the courier boy be delivering the parcel to? So there is a conflict, right? So to eradicate that, we shouldn't be having overlapping IP ranges when we are creating subnets or any sort of networks. Okay, so that's the high level of uh, that's a understanding of auto mode. So let's understand why you shouldn't use auto mode. Okay, so till now we had discussing about why we can use auto mode and all. Now let's understand why we shouldn't be using auto mode. This is not as flexible as compared to the custom mode. Okay, so and for example, you are having you want to deploy an application in a Mumbai region. Okay, you want to only host one virtual machine. So what's the need of you creating 24 subnets in all 24 regions? This is waste of resources and all, right? So just you want to have one subnet that is being present in the Mumbai region. And when you go for auto mode, what it does is, instead of creating one subnet, it will be creating all the 24 subnets in all the 24 regions. So that's I mean that doesn't make sense for us, right? So we know there is no need of creating subnets in all the region. Okay, and this auto mode is not at all suggestible for the production environments. Okay, why? Because as I told, right, you will be having a, for example, this is a GCP network, and you have a virtual machine here which is having IP of 10.1.0.10. Okay, and this is your data center, which on-premise data center, and this is already having some machines from a very long time, which is already having a 10.1.0.10 machine. When these two want to communicate within each other, it's not possible, because by default Google creates subnet basing upon some IP ranges, right? It doesn't know whether your data center is having this IP address or not. It goes defined basing upon the algorithms that they were defined. So in this situation, the auto mode is not suggestible. You can have your custom modes and all. Okay, so that's the thing, when to use auto mode and when not to use auto mode. So let's understand about a custom mode. Okay, the other option available is custom mode. Okay, so when you create custom mode, there won't be any subnets automatically created. Okay, there won't be any subnets automatically be created. You should be creating your subnets. Your subnets is up to your wish, how many you want to create and all. And this is much more flexible when compared to auto mode. We can build up. Second, guys. Yeah. Okay. So this is very differentiating when compared to AWS as well as Azure. Okay. So there we won't be having any sort of custom and auto modes. It is by default being defined according to their architecture and all. So let's go to console and see again where it is. Yeah. So by default, Google creates a network for you for every project that you create, and it will be creating it as auto mode. Okay. So let me go there and let me. So as of now, there are 24 networks, right? Sorry, 24 subnets that are available in a default network. Okay. So what if I want to create a new subnet? Let me create. Let me call it a Shiva subnet or something like that, just to differentiate. And as of now, there are only one VPC available in our project. There are no drop downs. If there are multiple VPCs, then you can have option to select the respective VPC network. And the reason is, I can go with any of the network, Asia South one. Let's go with Mumbai, and let me give a subnet range. Uh, it's 10.1.0.0. Let me give for 16 range. Okay, and let me add a network. So if you see here, the process is going on, and it's trying to create a subnet by name Shiva subnet inside my default VPC. Okay. In the meanwhile, in the process of creation, let me show you some other options. So by default, as I told, right, there will be some subnets that are getting created. You can't delete any of the subnets that are being by default be created by Google, because if I go and try to click on this button, it is not allowing me, and showing me is automatically created subnets can't be deleted. Okay. So by default, subnets that are being created by GCP in the default network can't be deleted. Okay. So these are one of the few of the interview questions as well, which people ask, like how can I delete a subnet which has been defined in the auto mode by default? No, we can't create them. Sorry, we can't delete them. Okay. So as of now, we see there are 25 subnets because my subnet got created. Where is that Shiva subnet? Okay. Can I delete this subnet? Let's see. Because I created a subnet of this, right? So where is the Shiva subnet? So if you see the gray box, it got enabled, and I have the privilege of deleting my subnet because that is being created by me rather than Google. So let it be deleted. That's fine. So this is about VP auto mode, right? So this is by default being given by Google. So how can I create a network? Okay, let me go here, create VPC network, and let me create auto first. Uh, Let me create auto VPC initially, then we can discuss about custom VPC as well. So the name is auto VPC, and I'm giving it as a automatic mode. So when you click on this button, it will show, it is by default be creating all the ranges accordingly. Okay, and yeah. Okay, the other thing you need to remember is, let me show you the firewall section as well. So when you create a project, that internally creates a virtual private cloud, right, the VPC network. And other thing that it gets created, it will be creating firewall rules. Okay, so what exactly is a firewall rules? Like firewall is nothing but to make sure only the the traffic that is coming to your instance or VPC is being configured by you. Okay, so those are the firewall rules. We'll be discussing in detail about firewall rules in separate section. But for now, when you create a project, the VPC is getting created. The same firewall rules are getting created. So what are the firewall rules that are getting created for the by default network? If you see the network is shown as by default, it is allowing the ICMP protocol, the ping protocols and all, and it was allowing you to RDP to these instances, and it was allowing to SSH into the instances, and it was allowing to internally traffic between all these network inside the VPC. Okay, so these are the by default four firewalls that are being configured when you are creating a new project. Okay, so let me go and create. So when you are creating a new VPC, you have the option of inheriting those. It was showing like, okay, there are already four. If you want to inherit, you can inherit. Okay, let me inherit those, and let me create this. So this was a auto VPC. That means I'm telling Google only to create subnets on behalf of me. Okay, so let be creating in the process. In the meanwhile, I will create a custom VPC also. Okay, so custom VPC, I should be giving a subnet. Okay, because if it is automatic, Google creates subnets for you. But if it is custom, we need to create our own subnets. Like let me give subnet hyphen a, just subnet 1a or something like that. And I'm selecting the region as, let it be Asia East 1, and the IP range. Okay, 10.1.0.0/16, something like that. Okay, and let me create this. Okay, it's getting created. Yeah. So if you see, this was the auto one that is being configured by default being given. Yeah. So default is the one that we got initially, and the one auto VPC is the one that we created. Okay. So and the custom one is creating. Okay, it is still in creation process. So let me go into default network. And what if, okay, we have discussed about this concept, right? Like there shouldn't be any conflicts between the IP. So what if I give the same IP that is present here? For example, let me take this IP, and if I want to create a subnet, okay, let it be test subnet, and the region is US East Asia 1A. Okay, when I gave the same subnet, it was throwing me error, right? These IP ranges overlap with the subnet that you already been added. Okay, so it doesn't allow you to add the same subnet which is already been present in order to eradicate the confusions and all. Okay, let me cancel that. So if you see, but yeah, so now we have three networks. One is by default that is being created during the process of creation of a project, and other one is custom VPC that we created only with one subnet, and this is auto VPC that we created, which is automatic mode. And if you see, the firewalls got inherited from here as we have told to inherit them, whereas in custom mode there is no option because we haven't told it to create it, right? So these are the various options that you can create from in order to work on VPC, like auto VPC or a custom VPC. Okay, let's try to create a network from console. I mean, till now we have seen to console, right? Let's try to create from a G Cloud. Okay, so let me activate the shell here. Okay, so G Cloud shell is nothing but it will be giving you a terminal with some sort of persistent volumes and all, where you can it will be creating an instance in the backend where you can execute all your G Cloud commands, and all the SDKs will be already been configured over here. Okay, so you can, it's just a terminal that's been there in your browser. Even Microsoft also has some sort of technology like the same, but AWS, I don't think it is available. But Google initially brought this sort of thing. Okay, now in order to execute gcloud commands, there should be some SDK that already been present. So as it is already been from the Google Cloud Terminal, right? So Google take care of all those. But if you want to have gcloud executed from your laptops and all, you need to have SDKs that are being installed. So that we can discuss it later. But for now, let's try to create projects. Okay, so what's the commands for this? Like any command that you want to execute on Google Cloud, start with gcloud, other than few of the storage and BigQuery commands. Okay, gcloud compute. Okay, oh, it's typing slow. Or what? Yeah, gcloud command compute. So how can I remember all these commands? One thing, you can go for documentation and all, or else if I double tap here, all the options that are being available are coming, right? So now I want to create a network. So where is the option? Like networks is there. Let me type networks, and next again I'm double tapping on it. What you want to do? I'm trying to create a network. Okay, create a network. Okay, so what's the network? You should be giving your networking name and all, right? So let's assume like I want to create a gcloud network, gcloud hyphen network. Okay, and what it should be, like either it should be a auto mode or it's a custom mode, right? And I will be giving subnet hyphen mode is equal to custom. Okay, when you try to create that, automatically it tries to create a network here on the custom mode network. um, let's see, maybe share auto mode. Okay, so what exactly is throwing? Check, because there's issue with my internet and was throwing. Yeah. Okay, it's already been there, and it's trying to show me late. Let me refresh this one. Yeah, if you see, gcloud hyphen network is already been created, right, from our Google Cloud Shell. So this is how you can create a network from Google Cloud commands or gcloud commands as well. Now, if you see, there are no network subnets available, right? Let's try to create a subnet there. Let me clear the screen for now, and for the same, I'll be using gcloud compute networks. And other thing is like, now I need to let me double tap. So previous I've created a network, but now I will be creating subnets. Okay, subnets, what you want to do? Double tap again. I want to create a subnet. That's fine with a name. Let me create subnet gcloud. Okay, and now I will be giving the parameters. Okay, let me access the next line so that it will be easier for you. And what is the network that you want to define? I mean, where should this subnet be created? It should be created in the gcloud hyphen net. Okay, and what is the range for it? Because previously, if you see, when you're creating subnets, we define some sort of range, right? So what is the subnet range should be? Let me give 10.123.1.0 slash 24. Okay, and let me go to the next line for this. And what is the region? So somewhere this region should be created, subnet should be created, right? Let it be US hyphen east to 1. Okay, let me execute. So we have executed a command to create a subnet inside our existing network gcloud-net. Okay, so let me refresh it. Okay. Yeah, if you see here inside gcloud-net, we created a subnet-gcloud network, right? So this is how you can create subnets as VP and VPCs inside a Google Cloud platform, because VPCs and network are the core technology that you need to learn before moving to Google Cloud, I mean any sort of cloud. Okay, so yeah, let me again repeat it. So when you will be creating a project, by default the Google creates a network for you called as a default network, and that default network will be using auto mode by configuring all the regions I mean, it will be creating all the subnets inside every region that is available in the GCP. And other option you can have is you can create your own custom mode network, where you can have the privilege of having your own network in your specific regions, rather than Google creating uh, every subnet in every region. Okay, so that's for the video, and in next video I will try to show you what are the various options available in firewall. I mean, how you can create firewalls and what are the IPs and all, and how you can create routes and all. So see you again in next video. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.